So welcome guys back to another video in the channel. We are doing our preview and predicted lineup for Arsenal's Carabao Cup quarter-final game against Manchester City. Now again, this is going to be a very difficult game for Arsenal going into this one because, you know, we aren't in the greatest forms, especially in the Premier League. But if you do look at the cup competitions, Arteta has won 16 out of 17 cup games. So he is basically a cup manager, to be honest. And going into this game, I think he'll be very confident because in the last cup game against Manchester City, if you do remember, Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang scored a brace to get us a win against them. But in this game, he will not be available. He is out because of a calf strain he did get before the game against Everton, which we didn't know about until when the lineup actually came out. So it was a very strange one how that one happened. But again, you know, we will miss him 100% because, you know, he is a player, a very clinical player for us, who I think could have scored a few goals in the game against Everton if he got some of Eddie Nketiah's chances. But again, you can't dwell on that too much, and you do have to move on and look at this game against Man City, and obviously the next one against Chelsea we do have in the Premier League, because, you know, times are getting very tough. The pressure is on, and we do have to get our act together quickly because Mikel Arteta is under pressure, and so is Arsenal. A big crisis right now, and it's about to explode, and it could explode anytime soon. You could say it probably is exploding, and this cup game, I think it's a good one to get a bit of pressure off if we can win it, because Manchester City again aren't in the greatest form in the Premier League, especially because, you know, if that's what we're going to go off, I guess if you look at recent form, then, you know, we do well in the cup competitions against Man City, but we don't do very well, you know, in the league games. So Manchester City are sitting 7th with 23 points off 13 games, and obviously we are with 14 points off 14 games. Not good at all. So, you know, you look at our last two league, you know, meetings, they won 3-0 and they won 1-0. So we've struggled to score against them in the league. But in the cup, obviously, in the last two cup meetings we've had with each other, in the FA Cup, we won them 2-0. And we also beat them 2-1 back in 2017 in the cup. So, you know, in the cup, we do have a good record against Manchester City. We will take, actually, we don't, because we actually lost the Carabao Cup final to them. I remember back when Arsene Wenger's last season, we lost 3-0 in the Carabao Cup final at Wembley. So again, that's also a cup competition. So yeah, I think that was the last Carabao Cup meeting between the two sides, and since then, you know, we haven't met in the Carabao Cup until tomorrow night, in which we do play them. How many changes will we make for this game? That will be very interesting to see whether Mikel Arteta will make changes, or you know, will he try to stick with a very strong side, because the pressure will be on. You know, it's Arteta versus Pep again, and Arteta did get the best out of him last time. Pep got the best out of him, you know, the 1-0 win in the league. But obviously in the FA Cup semi-final we did beat him. So, you know, again, it's gonna be, will it be a close game? Will it not be? Because I think Manchester City, they will try come into this game trying to kill us off, because I think, you know, we're just not good enough right now. The confidence is rocket low. It's not good enough. You know, in the Europa League we've been decent, 6 out of 6. In the league it's just been a completely different story, and we just have not been good enough. I still think we need to sack Mikel Arteta. I'm not going to rant, I'm not going to scream, not going to shout. There's no point in doing that anymore. I think it's to the point where you just have to look at every game, see where you can pick up points and try and get to January. But will Arteta get to January? It seems very unlikely at the moment. But let's start off with the lineup first of all, starting off in goal, Bernd Leno. Now again, Bernd Leno, he's a player that we do need in the side. You know, he is a very good goalkeeper. Some people thought he wasn't very good against Everton. I thought he was, and I don't think I would give this game to Runarsson, just because it is quite a big game for Arteta, and if you did go with Runarsson and he made a huge mistake or so, it wouldn't be very good for his confidence at all. So I wouldn't go with Runarsson. I would end up going with Bernd Leno, because I think that would probably be the best option for us. And we are going to move into our back four. I will go with the 4-3-3. I will make a few changes. Starting off on the right hand side, I'll go with Cedric Suarez. Again, he's someone, he ain't the greatest right back in the world, but you know what you're going to get with Cedric. You know, his positional awareness is probably the best in the team. Even Arteta's come out and said, you know, his crossing is the best in the team in terms of from the right hand side. And Bellerin, I don't want to see him near the side. I think Bellerin will probably play in this game, but I want to see Cedric Suarez in this game, because I know what Cedric can bring to this team. He'll bring consistency, and in this game against Man City, you don't necessarily always need to be, you know, you don't need to be over the top great, but you just need to be consistently good and not make mistakes. That's what you need to do against Manchester City to win games of football. And that's what we did against them in the semi-final, and that's why I'll go with Cedric. On the left-hand side, Kieran Tierney. I am not going to go with Kolasinac in the side. I think Tierney is, he's a player that can play 2-3 games a week. He is that kind of player, and hopefully he does play in this game as well. In the centre-back role, first of all, Gabriel on the left-hand side. I will go with Gabriel just because he is a player I think that could help us. He came back from suspension, obviously, and he will be back for this game against Manchester City, and hopefully he'll be available and fit for the Chelsea game as well. But again, Tierney and Gabriel, they're just so essential to our defence at the moment, and you just can't take them out. Obviously, we had to take him out for the game against, obviously, Everton, but again, we did miss him because defensively we weren't that good. Gabriel just brings solidity to the side, and next to Gabriel I will go Pablo Mari. I was thinking about Mustafi, but again, he isn't part of our long-term future. There's no point in going on Mustafi. Yes, Mustafi did play well in the FA Cup semi-final back in whenever that was, back in July, August, when was it? I don't even know. But yeah, I think Pablo Mari is a player that is pretty decent. He's got experience, and I think in this game against Manchester City, he won't fail to impress. So I'll go with Pablo Mari. Moving into the midfield now, first of all, on the right hand side of the midfield, I will go with Dani Ceballos. Now again, I will go with Ceballos, and I will go with Xhaka as well, who's going to be on that left hand side. So I think the reason I want to go with these two players is because they played so well for us in the semi-final of the FA Cup. And again, we just have to go off how players did in previous games against these teams, because we're trying to win this game tactically and on the field. We're trying to win this game because it's a huge pressure game. If you don't believe it, we're trying to get wins on the board. Even if it's in the Carabao Cup, we're trying to go for competitions, we're trying to win things, and I think you have to go with the best possible team for this occasion. And I think Granit Xhaka and Dani Ceballos, they bring that. They don't necessarily bring much creativity to the side, but they bring some sort of solidity when they're both on their game, when Xhaka doesn't make stupid mistakes and when Ceballos doesn't make stupid mistakes. I'm not 100% sure if Xhaka is available for this game. I think he is, just because his suspension's only in the Premier League, so I think he can play in the Carabao Cup. Again, Xhaka will be needed in this game. I know I'm saying this, but again, he's a player who did play well against Manchester City, and he can bring that to our side, a bit of solidity and just a bit of clarity in that midfield, and that's why I'm going to go with Granit Xhaka. In the number 10 role, just ahead of these two, I will go with Emil Smith-Rowe. Now again, we do need to change a few things up, and I think instead of putting Elneny there, it will just become too negative, and you need an attacking midfielder, so why not go with Emil Smith-Rowe? Obviously not going to put Mesut Ozil in there, but you need someone there who's going to have a lot of energy. I'm a bit bored of Willock at the moment. I'm not seeing enough from him, but someone like Smith-Rowe who will have that killer pass, I will go with him. My front three is going to be a bit different. So on the right hand side, I will go with Bukayo Saka. Now again, I think in this front three, we just need a lot of speed, a lot of dynamism, or whatever you call it. We just need that in our front three, because if you're not going to have Aubameyang in there, you just need to have whatever you can to try and score some goals. Try have some creativity and score some goals, and that's what we need to do in this game. And I think on the right hand side, I'm going to go with Bukayo Saka. He can play on the right hand side, and I think when he does play on the right hand side, he is pretty good. So I have no problem in putting Bukayo Saka on the right hand side. So on the left hand side, I will go with Gabriel Martinelli. He did finally make his first team appearance after 6 months against Everton, and I thought he brought that energy to the side. He brought something to the table that we haven't seen for so long, and Martinelli is that player, and hopefully now he can score some goals and help us out of this rut. I know it's so much to ask for a 19-year-old, but again, I know he's a player who can bring us that, and I think he needs to be a starting player for us now, and hopefully in this game against Manchester City he can bring us that. Up front as the main striker, Nicolas Pepe, he can play as a main striker, and I think we need to try that out now. Lacazette ain't working, Eddie Nketiah ain't working, Aubameyang's out, so we have to go with someone, and I think Nicolas Pepe is the right man for the job, so that's who I'll go with. And for Leo, he did play there, so when he scored that many goals for Leo, he did come from the centre role, the number 9 role, so that's why I'll go with Nicolas Pepe. So that is it for my predicted lineup and preview for this game against Manchester City in the Carabao Cup. Leave your predictions in the comment section down below. Do you think we'll win or lose this game or draw this game, or do you think we'll take it to penalties? Leave it in the comment section down below. See you guys in the next one. Bye bye.